It's Wednesday, March 31st, and you're tuned in to the TNIAB podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show, where we talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world. We got a good episode planned for you guys today. Actually, it's a monster-themed episode. Lots of monsters this week.
We have a monstrous episode for you this week.
Wow. Why didn't I think of that?
You're garbage at your job, all right?
Oh, man.
You're lucky we're not paying you.
You know what? If you equate my salary to my performance on this podcast, I would say
You're worth the money.
I'm doing it, man.
You're worth the money.
I am irreplaceable at this point. So yeah. So what we mean by that is today we're talking about a movie, the brand new. Is it Godzilla versus Kong, or is it Kong versus Godzilla?
Depends on who you like more.
Okay, so it's Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then in the back half of the show, obviously, Monster Hunter Rise is out, so you can expect many opinions and thoughts from myself and Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
But first, let's start off with a question to chew on. Paul Chu writes in.
Stop.
Sorry I'm late. Hopefully it makes it in time. Don't worry, Paul. Don't worry. We got you. You're here. Which is the greater expression of love? We're talking frivolous things here, not the line of family.
Okay.
Loving something so much that you feel compelled to convince those haters to change their mind, or loving something so much that you don't care if someone else hates it. What are some examples of each of those for you?
Are those even definitions of love?
That's what he's saying. He's not saying like love in the like romantic
Yeah.
idea or like he's just, it's strictly frivolous over here.
Oh, to tell people that you love it or to stop other people from hating it.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, you don't care that people hate it.
Yeah.
I think the pure form is the latter.
I think absolutely
Yeah.
it has to be.
Because, like, honestly, if you're out there being like, listen, I fucking love some garbage anime. I don't know. Like, let's use you as an example.
Yeah.
Vince loves Eromanga Sensei.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
And he just always tries to convince me
Yes.
to watch it. He's
that
like,
sounds
Anthony,
like
this
me.
show's so good.
The show that I never talk
Yeah,
about.
It's quality.
Okay.
You finished it, therefore you like it. And I'm just like, Vince, you got to relax over here.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
But that's a frivolous quest. That's a never-ending quest. I'm not going to watch Eromanga Sensei. It's not going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. I think definitely it's the one where you don't care. You don't care about anyone else's opinions. If you truly love something, then yeah, what does it matter what someone else thinks? What does it matter if someone's like, yo, JoJo's a piece of shit and no one should be watching it?
Yeah, that would be an insane lie that someone would tell themselves.
I mean, sometimes those are just the facts of life, but you accept it and you understand that you love a severely flawed thing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how certain people just love Oregairu and how it's just not a very good romance anime.
Wow. You can't say that if you also love
Shut up.
But yeah, for sure. Like we were just talking about this before we recorded, but like a lot of people in my team at work all got Pelotons and stuff.
Yes.
And they're convincing me, and I'm like, you know what? I love cycling. I do not like the Peloton, but I like cycling so much that if that's a gateway drug for them, then cool. They can do it. It's not something I particularly enjoy, but my love for cycling is so great that like any gateway, like my dream is that they'll all day one day come to me like, Vince, we've given up the Peloton, we bought real bikes, let's go riding. I'm like, yes, please.
See, I don't even know. Like, I kind of enjoy cycling.
Okay.
I go once in a while.
Yeah.
But I always feel like with those kind of exercises.
Yeah.
This is off topic. We're getting off topic. If you're gonna do it, you might as well just do the thing. Like, if you're gonna go running, just go running. Why buy the treadmill?
Because Peloton just put out the Peloton Tread. It's only $3,000.
But I could buy a pair of nice running shoes for like $150.
But I could buy a treadmill for $3,000.
On top of the nice running shoes.
Yeah, there you go. Now who's flexing?
Oh my god. Oh my. Those things always just turn out to be a very expensive, like, laundry dryer, coat rack type of thing.
Yeah, they do. I love it.
These guys, what are they doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely. I also, the thing is too, is like I also have a easier time taking recommendations from like people who love a thing, and they're like, "Oh, I really like this thing" or whatever, right? And they don't like shove it down your throat, right? Like if the people who are like, "Oh, I love this thing, and here's all the reasons why it's good," and you're fucking wrong for not liking it. Like those people kind of push me away more from whatever thing that is.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's that, that hipster approach.
Yeah.
You don't want to jump in with the mainstream.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. Cool. There you go, Paul. Hopefully that was a...
Except for JoJo, because that's like the most mainstream shit ever now. Everyone loves JoJo. I was reading it before it was cool.
Oh, God. You know what? I don't want to hear this.
Listen, I was reading that manga before there was the season 1.
Y'all can continue to love JoJo. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want with your lives. Next question comes from Brian Mack with a Mac-a-tap.
What's up, Brian?
Subject line, YT. I don't know what that means.
I'm on edge.
Hello, nerds. What are some of your current favorite YouTube channels other than TNIAB and why? Also, Anthony can't say Type V3 because we already know.
Listen, I don't follow dead channels.
Whoa.
All right? I don't follow dead channels.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeez. Ooh, harsh. I
think it's time to unsubscribe. That guy hasn't been around in a while.
Oh. Yeah, you probably should. Rumor is he's not coming back.
But when is he going to review my favorite Gundam?
I don't know. If only we knew. If only we knew.
In this time of anti-Asian hate,
yes,
we really need Type V3 to come back.
But do we all know if he's actually Asian or is it a facade?
It might be a facade.
Have you seen his social media links? He's got this Sanchez name.
Yeah,
is that really Asian?
Yeah, he might be one of those, border hoppers.
All right, favorite YouTube channels. What do we got?
I made a list.
Of course you did.
I did.
Of course you did. I just read this question now, so I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna go through them relatively. I won't take up too much time.
Okay.
So if you're looking I really like the arcade scene in Japan.
Yeah.
So if you there's 2 YouTube channels that I follow.
Okay.
They're both Game HO arcades.
Uh-huh.
So HO Battle Movie and HO Game. They're both different arcade YouTube channels, and what they do is that they take like the best runs or tournaments or whatever that happen in their arcades, record them from the machine, and then upload them to YouTube.
Okay.
And sometimes they have like tournament commentary and stuff like that.
Okay.
After that, just some like Japanese culture shit. One is our favorite big eater, Yuka Kinoshita.
Yeah.
And then there's also Kimagure Cook. He's like a guy who just dissects, or not dissects, but he cooks dishes with like rare fish and like stuff you wouldn't normally see. I think his most famous video, he like shows you how to take out salmon roe from a pregnant salmon.
Yeah.
And like washes it and like makes a whole meal with it. It's pretty good. And they all have English subtitles, so that's good. And then Noriyato. Yeah. The Japanese drifting gaijin.
Yeah.
Guy's awesome.
Yeah.
In the fighting game section, if you want fighting game shit posting, it's Anime Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
If you want like knowledge, it's Brian F or Core A Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Brian F is more about Street Fighter, and Core A Gaming is just like competitive concepts in general and stuff surrounding the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Desk, who's just the combo master.
Mm-hmm. What
else do we got? Documentary, Archipel and No Clip. No Clip done by Danny O'Dwyer, formerly of GameSpot. Dude gets in with developers, makes these really in-depth interviews.
Yep.
Archipel is kind of the same deal, but for Japan.
Yep.
And they'll do with like Japanese developers and stuff like that. And then we got comedy. We got Red Letter Media. Everyone knows about them.
Yep.
We got Bro Science Life.
Yeah.
We love Bro Science.
Yep.
We want gym humor. Nerd City is a YouTube channel that as of this recording, I think uploads maybe once a year.
Yeah.
But they do really in-depth dives into YouTube culture.
Okay.
And like how big people make their money and like what goes into like making bigger YouTube channels and stuff like that. And like also what kind of fraudulent shit these people are doing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And then the last one is Seth Tenzta. So SSETHTZEENTA. He is a game reviewer who reviews mostly older games that he likes, but the gimmick is that he is a African warlord.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Who also reviews these games, and he likes like 4X games, a lot of older hardcore ones. He just came out with a new one about Heroes of Might and Magic, like the old ass Heroes of Might and Magic games.
Yeah.
And those are good.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that came off the top of my head.
Okay.
There's a lot in there, but
Okay.
they're fun.
It sounds like you watch decidedly more YouTube than I do.
I think I do. I think like usually if I'm like trying to kill a quick couple minutes between
How much YouTube do you watch a day?
a day, I don't know. Is there like a stat I can check?
It's the app on your phone.
Oh, it's the app on my phone. My phone's in the other room. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because I'm about at an hour a day.
I think I'm probably at like 2.
Okay. All right. My recommendations are definitely far more mainstream, I would say.
Okay.
I watch a lot of the bigger channels, and sometimes I would say I watch the more official channels.
Oh, okay.
Like they're less like one dude in his room putting together high quality content. It's more like this is an entire outfit, and we're doing shit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any like video game channels I watch. I don't think because I don't think there is. Because anytime I want to watch about a video game, it's always like a review or like a how do I find this, and it's kind of just you just Google that, so it doesn't even matter. The things I watch is I watch a lot of Linus Tech Tips.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, like, yeah, I guess I watch his entire suite of channels.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe I watched. No, I watched that one and then what's his unboxing one?
I don't know. I just knew about the main one.
I think it's short circuit.
Okay.
I watch that. I watch a lot of GCN, so that's the Global Cycling Network in their suite of channels. Mostly the tech one, just because I like looking at what I'm going to spend my money on next.
Shameless.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
You gotta spend that cash.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it. I watch a lot of car stuff actually.
Okay.
So I watch a lot of like Donut Media.
Donut Media I've been getting into recently.
Yeah.
I thought you would have mentioned it, so I didn't say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good channel.
I'm super into Donut Media. They also have a podcast, which is pretty neat. I like and then just like I don't know why, but I watch like a lot of car review channels. Not that I'm in the market for one. I just enjoy watching
cars. You're a gearhead.
So like the ones that speak to me, I like Auto Trader because it has Rory Reid, and Car Wow because it has Matt Watson. They're both British dudes, but I just like their personality. And then like the other one that I like, it's a bit. This is probably the only one where it's like a single dude. It's called Regular Car Reviews.
Okay. And
he basically just reviews cars that you and I would probably be buying.
Oh, nice.
And like if we just go buy like I don't mean like a new car.
Yeah.
I mean like he's like, this is a 1997 Honda Civic, and it's like this is the base model,
and this is what it's like in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he just does that.
That's cool.
Like, whoa, that's
1994 Dodge Caravan.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What a niche.
Yeah, and I find it so fascinating. I'm like, dang, who's buying this?
Who's buying a Nissan POW? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. So it's just like, that's something.
All right.
For shoes, I like watching Wear Testers. It's a guy. It's a husband and wife team.
Okay.
And they just talk about Jordans all day. So it's pretty cool.
You hear about that kid who got busted because his mom worked at Nike and she was getting him shoes to resell or something?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. Dang.
She was fired. Hold on, she let go. Yeah, Nike exec resigns after 25 years on the job. Where is it? After it was revealed that her 19-year-old son was a famous sneaker reseller.
Whoa, that's jeez. Wow. Okay. For let's see what's next. And then for watches, I have this one channel called Watchfinder. It's basically like super high quality 4K video and like macro shots on like the smallest parts of watches you'll never see with your naked eye.
Oh wow, cool. And
he doesn't even talk about the watch. It's way more artsy, like
Is
more
it just like engineering.
Not even. It's just like how a watch makes you feel.
Oh my god!
Like it's that level of like
this watch makes you really feel like a man.
Yeah, like it's the type of content where you're like, that watch is $100,000. I'm not gonna tell you why it's worth that, but I'm gonna tell you how it makes me feel.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's like
I guess like you're watching that when like you don't care that the watch is $100,000.
Yeah. Okay. Like it's just like this is just another like why should I spend my money on this one versus that $200,000 watch?
Okay,
like and things like that.
That's fair.
So yeah, definitely not something I can relate to, but it's just fascinating to go into the minds of like, I guess when you're up there, this is the kind of stuff you think about.
Mm-hmm.
And then The last one obviously is the official Formula One channel, because how could I not watch that? So there you go. Those are mine.
Yeah, those are pretty basic.
Hell yeah,
All right.
of course. Oh, also, I'm definitely on the when I cycle indoors, which is decidedly less now. I've been having the Trash Taste channel on.
That's a good channel.
It's a very good channel.
The anime podcast that does not talk about anime.
Yeah, it's the podcast that just hits different, you know?
Just hits different.
Yeah, that's what that one's about. So those are our recommendations for YouTube.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna add. You know what I've been? I'm an old man now.
Oh no.
You know what I've been watching lately?
Wheelchair reviews?
No, I've been watching TVO on YouTube.
What
Yeah. I've been watching
the Canadian French channel?
the Canadian French channel that is publicly funded by the Canadian government. The Agenda with Steve Paikin.
Why?
This show's really interesting, dude.
Why?
They have a lot of really interesting topics.
Why?
They had an interview yesterday with the ambassador for China who resides within Canada to talk about inter-country relationships.
Wow.
It was
I'm
pretty
surprised.
good.
I'm surprised that your like desk setup just doesn't have a third screen that's just CP24 like nonstop.
I think I'm almost there.
Like
I'm
feel like
almost there.
I feel like that's what you need. Like just a small one. You don't need like a good screen, just like a constantly playing.
I think I'm almost there. But yeah, with Steve Paikin, he's numero uno when it comes to being a moderator.
God.
He keeps that shit neutral.
You disgust me. You disgust me.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Cool. Okay, cool. Those are it for the write-ins this week. Let's talk about the review. We watched Godzilla versus King Kong, or Kong versus Godzilla.
No, we like Godzilla better.
Godzilla,
So it's
versus
King
Kong. Okay.
He gets top billing.
Yeah. This is the 4th movie, I think.
Wow.
Because there was Godzilla,
Yes.
King Kong,
Skull Island.
Godzilla King of Monsters,
Yes.
and now this one.
Yes.
This is the 4th one, yes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. It's taken 10 years, but I think, yeah.
Oh, man.
No, not. Is it 10 years?
Was
no.
it 10 years, only 4 movies?
No, wait. Godzilla 2014. Never mind.
Okay.
6 years.
Still. Marvel had way more movies by this time.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm talking about we got to expand the Godzilla cinematic universe.
Oh, God. Do we really?
Yeah, we got to introduce. We did need a whole movie on the Mothra twins.
Okay. Well, it is Godzilla versus Kong. That's the official title.
Oh, that's the official title? Well,
That's the
they're right.
official title.
That's the one.
Wow. Yeah, that's the official title. So there you go. Godzilla versus Kong. Okay, cool. Yes, this is the 2021 movie. As the title suggests, Godzilla fights Kong. That's without any spoilers. That's all you need to know.
Honestly, even with spoilers, that's it.
Yeah,
That's the movie.
yeah, that is the movie. For some reason, Godzilla's on a rampage,
Yeah, he's doing stuff.
and the humans enlist Kong.
Yes. The humans are like, hey, we have this girl that can be like, that can tell you what to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I guess I should say this takes place directly after the previous Godzilla movie, but the previous Kong movie I want to say is like 50 years ago, like in the timeline.
oh, in the timeline? Okay.
Because I think in that movie, Skull Island, Kong is still considered a child,
Oh.
and in this one he's supposed to be
Oh, yeah.
older and bigger.
Like fuller adult.
Yeah, because he's smaller in the
Oh, okay.
in the previous movie. And they go through the whole island and where the girl's from. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, in this movie, the Skull Island is now like a research base for Monarch, and
Yeah,
they monitor Kong and like do stuff.
And Kong throws a tree.
Yeah, so it's something. Anyways, for reasons, Godzilla's pissed.
That's like, yo, that should be the subtitle of it. Godzilla versus King Kong. 4 reasons. That should be the subtitle of this movie.
Yeah, like that's basically what it is. Like 4 reasons. They don't really get into it.
Ever.
Yeah, Godzilla's pissed, and then Kong and the humans are like, we need Kong, and like Kong has like this one like huge fangirl who's like, he's Kong. He'll never bow to anybody.
Yeah, I can like totally read his heartbeat, and I'm deaf.
And he'll never lose. Sure enough. I'm not gonna say anything there, but that's like I feel like there's one thing else, but it's like major spoilers.
It's major spoilers.
So-
There is a major reveal
Yeah.
that I will say, if you are like a Godzilla fan, totally worth it.
Yeah.
Right? But saying any more is major spoilers. And honestly, I'm having a hard time talking about this movie because it, again, like I said, it is 4 reasons. Why did they trap Kong? I don't know. Why did they put him on a boat? 'Cause why is he fighting Godzilla? Figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
the movie is also cut that way.
Yeah.
There are like no establishing shots ever.
Yeah.
You are just in locations.
Yeah.
Right? Like the movie starts, I'm here. Cool. Oh, look, you're on a boat. Why? How did we get to this boat? Who knows? It was a fucking YouTube jump cut
Yeah.
to a boat. Like,
Yeah. And then suddenly it's like, we're in helicopters? Wait, how come you weren't in helicopters from the
before-
start?
Where did you even get those helicopters?
Yeah.
Because I thought everything got fucked in
Yeah.
that fight.
Yeah, like it was just so jarring. But if we ignore the entirety of the plot, man, this is a summer blockbuster.
What a movie.
Like things happen.
There are fights. There are ridiculous scenarios.
Yeah.
There are ridiculous locales.
Yeah. Like some of the scene, like just the cinematography and just like the way they framed some of the shots, it just looks awesome.
The amount of collateral damage.
Yeah. It's definitely the type of movie that makes me sad I couldn't watch it in a theater.
Yeah, this is definitely, I want to see that IMAX Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, like I wanted it to feel the bass in like my
I
heart.
might have bought D-Box for this movie.
Like it probably, like it would have been so cool to see this movie on the big screen. But like there is nothing else I can say. There's a set of human characters.
Absolutely useless.
Yeah, I have no idea what their purpose is. Like they have a whole adventure that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
And it's
And the only ones that are remotely relevant are the Kong side.
yeah.
Anybody on the Godzilla side is just a failed attempt at comedy and levity.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was saying it while we were watching it. The what's that girl's name? Who played 11?
Billy Bob Brown?
Yeah, so her
Millie.
Yeah. So Millie's sidekick, the kind of overweight teenage friend.
Yeah, Josh.
He, like, directors were like, man, we liked Spider-Man,
Yeah.
right? And like his little Filipino sidekick there. We
Yeah.
need one of those.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's get one of those.
Let's get one of those in here. that's all he does. And all of his one-liners suck ass. They're so bad.
No, he has that one iconic line. He gets to say the line.
He does get to say the line.
Yeah.
Right? We're not gonna say what the line is.
Yeah.
But everything leading up to that is so bad. Like, hey, we just took this this vehicle on a one-way destination trip, and now I'm mad that the doors closed behind us. It doesn't matter that the doors closed behind you. There's no return.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but it is like, take it for what it is. It's a giant monster movie, and if you want to see monsters clash, this movie does not fail to deliver.
It doesn't.
Like
it 100%.
it does
delivers.
all the cool shit, and you're just like, damn. And then some.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. So I would give it out. You must watch if you like cool shit.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Do not watch if you want something meaningful.
This movie is the definition of unga bunga.
Wow.
Like, me big unga.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the movie.
Oh, I hate that you've distilled it to such simple means.
Me monkey.
But
you lizard.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. Yeah, that's where we're at.
And that's why it's great.
Uh-huh.
It is definitely an unga out of a bunga.
Wow. Wow.
What a ratings. What a scale.
Wow. I don't know how you can top that. Let's move on to picks of the week. What do we got?
I got a bunch of stuff.
I got 1 or 3.
Okay, I'll go first then.
Okay.
League of Legends.
Yep.
New champion.
Yep.
Gwen. The
Gwen.
hollowed seamstress.
So she makes dresses?
She's a knitter and a sewer. She makes clothing.
Oh, that explains her weapon.
Yes. So she fights with giant scissors.
Yeah.
Who cares? The main thing we're
Excuse
talking.
me? Listen, scissors are the ultimate weapon.
She runs with scissors. You got to see the fucking jokes that are going on in YouTube comments about running with scissors.
No, listen, that's okay.
All over the place.
I watched Kill la Kill. That's all scissors. I've
It's
seen all the jokes.
No, that's all half scissors.
Oh, no, wait, what?
Okay, it's mostly half scissors.
Okay.
It's mostly half
Okay.
scissors. So yeah, she looks like a new bruiser. Kind of just like she's gonna be like the top lane carry type of deal.
Yeah.
This character looks fucking insane. First off, her passive. Every time she attacks, she does more damage based on your enemy's health. And then also she just gets lifesteal. Like she just has it passively. And it's like cool. Her other one is like she chops her scissors to do bonus damage, and she gets more chops the more auto attacks she does. So that's just strict bonus damage, just nothing new. The other one is a dash, which then speeds up her attack, and she can seem like she dashes pretty fucking frequently. So it's like, hey Aurelia, how are you? Like, welcome. Here's the new and improved Aurelia.
Yeah.
She also has an ult where she throws needles. Who gives a fuck? Her W is the thing that is insane to me. She puts up a mist. All right. Because she is the hallowed seamstress. She comes from below.
Yeah.
So she puts up a mist. And if she walks out of this mist, the mist will follow her once. Right?
Okay.
So it gives her a little bit of mobility.
Okay.
But the most fucked thing about this mist, if you are outside of the mist, you cannot target her or hit her with anything.
So now what is the implications of this? Because I just don't know how many characters are, say, close combat versus ranged.
So in top lane,
yeah,
most likely you're going to be close combat.
Okay.
And so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Right? Like, okay, what am I going to do this? But the thing is that in team fights, supports, there are a lot of enemies, or even certain top lane champions have like long range attacks.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of instances where say I am the character support Thresh, right? His whole thing is that he throws out a hook, hooks you, and then pulls you a little bit.
Got it.
If I see that coming, I just pop down the mist and I'm invulnerable.
Right?
Okay. Oh, are you trying to hit me with like a summoner spell to finish me off?
Yeah.
And I'm under tower? Miss. You can't even hit me with a summoner spell.
Okay.
At least the way that this has been like brought up. Like it seems like you cannot be targeted with anything.
Yeah.
And that's extremely fucked. Like it gives you free dive. Because it's like, oh, one of the enemy team is out of position, dive in, pop the mist. Nobody range is ever gonna support you, because fuck that. Right? It's because they can't. It's like anti-counterplay. And I don't even know what's going on with this character. That's insane. It's so crazy.
I'm sure there's something else like to keep it balanced. There's no way.
There's got it. I don't. Yeah. Maybe it's something we're missing because the official champion spotlight is not out. This is all like leaked shit.
Okay, so like we don't know like actual numbers yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is just here's the overview. This is what we found.
Okay.
But that's nutty. That's insane.
Okay.
That's so dumb.
Got it.
After that, we have Ratchet and Clank is free on the PS4 until, I guess, actually, who gives a shit? It's until tonight. If you didn't get it, get wrecked. Card grading company, PSA, has halted service.
Okay.
So the Professional Sports Authenticator.
Is this the one that gives you like the frame and then
you want that PSA 10, baby?
Okay.
You want that PSA 10 Charizard?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
please.
Too fucking bad.
Okay.
Because the Pokemon Rush has actually helped backlog them so much that they have halted orders.
That bad?
That bad. PSA didn't come out and say like specifically what card or what type of cards are causing the issue.
Okay.
But
it's pretty bad.
It's probably Pokemon. It's probably Pokemon. Most likely Pokemon. If these millennials like us are going to McDonald's to buy up all the Happy Meal cards, like, it's happening. I thought that was crazy. That the thing that was like, oh, you collect cards, but even within the collecting card game community, PSA testing your card is also a niche within a niche.
Yeah.
And now it's so popular because of like Logan Paul's Charizard that PSA is like, yeah, we just literally cannot handle the business.
You just can't do it.
That's so nuts. That's insane. So yeah, I guess Pokemon cards are hot now, which then makes them all useless or worthless, I guess.
That's how it works.
On the terms of remakes, a while ago we talked about the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. How it's bringing out Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
The old original Xbox 360, and then was it Razor's Edge was the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are all coming out remastered, 4K, looking good. Polygon had a Q&A with the producer, I believe. And they mentioned, like, a lot of fans, including myself, there are a lot of different versions of these games.
Yeah.
So Ninja Gaiden Black is different from Ninja Gaiden, which is different from Ninja Gaiden Sigma.
Yes.
Ninja Gaiden 2 on the 360 is different than Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma on the PS3 in terms of gameplay, blood balance, and stuff like that. And they asked, hey, there are a lot of fans who want you to do things like put the blood back in Xbox, back in Sigma 2 from the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
We want you to put in Ninja Gaiden Black. And they mentioned it, and they said that the reason that they didn't do this is because we did consider it, but the data we have left from Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 2 are in various pieces to the point where we were unable to salvage them. This is another case of big companies not being able to back up their own projects and game preservation, which then leads me into my next story, which is it is officially confirmed what we talked about last week. The PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Vita, and the PSP store will officially close this summer.
That was this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
they officially announced it this time, but last week they had the rumors. Okay. So the PS3 and PS Vita store are closing August 27th, while the PSP store will end on July 2nd.
Any reason for the difference in date?
I don't know. I didn't read about why there's a difference in date. Maybe they're like, oh, we know how to close this down faster over here, or we have to.
Okay.
And yeah, it brings up a lot of questions of what you've bought, how do you get it, what's going to happen. And they have mentioned that, okay, if you've bought something, you will be able to re-download it. You will not be able to purchase anything, but what will happen is that when you have your, like, say your PS3 account, you have like a download list, right? And you can go back into that list and re-download it back to your console. So it's still on a server somewhere.
Yeah.
But it makes me think about, why are we closing down the store at all?
Makes no money.
Probably, but if you're already, like, I would imagine that the bulk of your cost to have that store open is data storage, right? And if you're storing a copy of the whole store anyways, so that people can still re-download their stuff, like, what's the deal? Like, what's the big issue? We were talking.
You tell me, what's the big issue?
I don't know what the big issue is. That's the discussion.
Oh.
We were talking about it on Twitter, back and forth. We were talking about licensing and stuff like that. And I had brought up, like, the idea of, I think it got, like, mistranslated, right? Misinterpreted. But it's more like, how like valuable can these games be to like publishers at this point, right? And wouldn't it be better for both parties to, even though, like, hey, someone on the PS3 store is only going to buy this, like, once in a while, right? But we still get the money, right? Like, why not just have, like, Sony talk, like, hey, your Lightning Returns DLC, just, like, you can just sell it here, and then we start splitting up profits from those, like, sales down the road, right? Like, I just don't, if they're already storing it in the back end, I don't understand the business decision to close it. Like, if it's a licensing thing, who cares about the licenses? Like, on either side of these, like, why isn't it just like, hey, we give you the license to sell, not own, but sell the product in perpetuity? Like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't understand this. It makes it even weirder that you can download it, so it doesn't make sense in my mind why you would close the store.
I think something that we should bring to light is it's never as easy, no matter how simple a solution sounds, it's never as easy as it.
Yeah, probably. Like, even so, like, your solution for re-downloading your shit on your PSP doesn't work with new Wi-Fi security stuff. You have to go back to, like, WEP 1.0.
I wasn't even mentioning, like,
but I'm saying, like, that
the
as
technicality.
That as an example of, like, nothing is as easy as it seems.
Yeah, like, this is a lot of legal loopholes, like, and I can give you a couple different examples. In terms of licensing, my prediction is just they've all expired. You know,
I can see that
they've all expired, and the biggest issue right now is the only way to do this is if they renegotiate with every single developer on there. And based on what we know, and like you have to think about when the PS3 store was originally launched in the PSP store, right?
Yeah.
2004, 2006,
Mhm.
somewhere around there. And back then, obviously, digital media and the digital ecom world was way different than it is now.
Bro, they were in a position where they're like, let's make a new media format and call it the UMD.
Exactly. So, like, I'm sure the original deals that were held in place,
Mhm.
just you can't just turn around and re-sign those. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure they would. It's not beneficial to, I'm assuming, Sony,
Mhm.
right? And then at the same time, for the developers, what is their incentive? They know that this is a store that's pretty much not going to make them money. So why would they give them like just a catch-all license? And say there's a couple who are like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. It costs us nothing.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, the way that the store functions, the way it works, is they have a lowest common denominator, and they have to meet the like they have to. I don't think Sony are willing to go one by one and give everyone separate, different licensing deals just to make the store operational. Like,
No, I don't think so.
like, would you be okay if the store stayed online but only half the games were available?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
If they gave the half that are gone, and they were like, you can still re-download them because you bought them,
Yeah.
but they're still half, I would take 50% over nothing.
You would just take anything just to keep it open, is what you're telling me.
I want to keep it open mainly because again, there's like shit on there that you can't get anywhere else that don't exist after this is gone.
Yeah, but that's just all media in general.
Yeah.
Like, right, like it's the same sort of licensing that applies to a video game cartridge, right?
Mhm.
Like they're only allowed, or like even discs, they're only allowed to print them for so many years,
Mhm.
right? That's why physical games get very expensive, because like there's no other way to get them.
Yeah.
Um, to be honest, this just seems like what do you call it? Like this is not surprise. I don't think it surprises anybody. Like nothing is going to last forever. Like it's not going to.
No, but it's so the reason I brought up Ninja Gaiden first is because of like these companies will uh they'll make these kind of like business decisions.
Yeah.
Like they don't keep the data from their old games. They don't time and time again you'll see that like their lack of forethought fucks them. And it's really frustrating seeing Japanese companies over and over make the exact same mistakes. And it's like, yeah, you could have probably made a superior product for like the Ninja Gaiden remake, right? And you could have probably charged more because it came with more shit and made more of a profit or whatever.
Yeah.
But you shot yourself in the foot, and it's like it's over and over. It's Nintendo when they release Switch. What is it like? What did they release? It was like it was on the Wii or the Wii U.
Which one?
Years ago, where they brought out the classics, and it was learned that the version of the original Super Mario Bros. They had on, it was like the Wii or the Wii U store.
Simulation?
It was just a ROM they ripped from one of the ROM sites they shut down.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you own the code. Like, do something with it.
Yeah.
Like, and you've proven time and time again that this is a valuable business, right? Like,
okay, that specific example, I see where you're coming from, but that one's harder to like really. I don't know if I could defend either side in that case.
Yeah.
Because you think about, the original ROM of Nintendo, like back in 1980, whatever.
Yeah, it's way gone. Right?
Yeah, like and back then when Nintendo were at the beginning, right?
It's on a fucking like punch card somewhere.
Yeah, it's like I work for technically kind of a startup, right?
Yeah.
We don't keep everything. Like we try to, but like I'll be real. Like sometimes it's just like half the shit that's created, just you kind of do it, and then like the original file is also the editing file. So like the original stuff is never kept.
Yeah.
And so like, yes, now with hindsight's always 2020. Obviously, it'd been better if you could, but like maybe back then you don't have a team allocated specifically just to, keeping track of that stuff. And like, so I understand why like that kind of stuff is missing, and I understand why. Listen, if some asshole just ripped our game and they did the work for us, I would totally.
Well, that was Dave Chappelle, right? When Dave Chappelle did Prince, and then Prince used Dave Chappelle's version of him on like, Breakfast Can Wait or whatever.
Like, are you gonna really like? Can you hate on that?
No,
like,
that's a pro Prince movie.
Exactly. So like, it's like one of those situations. Like, okay, I get it. Yeah. In terms of like, the PlayStation Store going down for PS3, yeah, it's a bummer. But I don't know if it's tough. Like the reason that this has become so, how can I put it? Like such a big outpouring of like we're all just worried about it is
Mhm.
because of how, I guess, mm, significant digital content has become in today's day and age, right?
Yes.
Because this exact situation happens with every console generation,
Yeah.
but no one cries out when that happens. You kind of just accept
Mhm.
that, like when the Super Nintendo went to the N64, no one was like, "But how am I going to keep buying my SNES games?"
Yeah, I would push back a little bit, and I think you probably know where I'm going with this,
Yeah,
which is that with those SNES
yeah.
games, they still exist, right?
But I'm saying the digital ones also still exist. Like if you buy that SNES cartridge, yeah, I
Mhm.
get it. You can share it with me, whatever,
Yeah,
and I can play whatever system.
yeah.
But I would argue if my system has these digital games on there, they still exist.
Okay, but
But in
am I
both,
just gonna give you my console and do it that way? Like,
no,
or
you're not.
if I don't own, okay, what's the like any of the JRPGs that are digital only on Vita,
Yeah, yeah,
right? I didn't play those. There's no other legal way for me to play them,
yeah.
but I'm a consumer willing to pay money for this thing, and I have a Vita.
Yeah, but like I would say, but how would you get that if it was on a cartridge? Because you're not. Yes,
I
you're
yeah,
buying it from someone,
yeah.
but in theory, like who's getting the money? Like it doesn't matter at that point.
So- But that, okay, that's where digital comes in because then they get the money.
But
Like it
but no,
eliminates that. It
no, no,
eliminates
no,
that
no.
third party.
I know what you're saying, but like again, like it goes back to you got to like times change, and we've had this discussion before. Like laws back created back then don't apply today, and that's why they can't keep this shit
Yes.
open, right? Like it's the same with the internet and whatnot,
Yeah.
right?
And it's one of those things too where like I kind of for as much as like I think Microsoft is just like cheapening games in general
Oh, with their Game Pass,
with their Game Pass and stuff and
yeah,
just like completely tanking the market.
yeah,
They know they've done the work into backwards compatibility. And like they're the example, right? Where it's just like they have over 2,000 games you can play backwards compatible on Xbox One that
yeah,
you can purchase digitally, that you
yeah.
can use your discs.
But yeah, and I think that's where Microsoft has a little bit of an edge because when they had started Xbox, they were already the $1 billion company that they are.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
had the resources to like do this kind of shit. Whereas I would argue Sony, I don't think they didn't have the capital. I just don't think they had the
The forethought.
or
Yeah.
the interest.
And Nintendo was a playing card company.
Exactly. So like that
So
and because Microsoft
yeah.
was the last to join the game, they kind of knew what they had to do.
So I think that's I guess that's what makes it even more frustrating for me is that I know I can't like the original Nintendo being a ROM
Yeah.
that was just like a very convenient example. It's not a perfect example,
Yeah.
but it gives like an image of what I'm trying to say. So I can't really knock Nintendo for doing that kind of stuff. It's like that's our game, fuck you, right?
Yeah.
But I think this kind of stuff is that we are so far ahead into this digital future
Yeah.
with Sony even releasing a discless system
Yeah.
that how they aren't trying to now either prototype or test this type of shit and they're just still saying fuck it is just even more frustrating for me
Yeah.
in general.
No, for sure. It is like we are definitely in the era where the lines are blurred and like there is no clear solution what's going on. I'm sure when we are 20 years older, this kind of stuff will be
I'll
all
be 50.
they'll be all sorted out and you can play whatever you want. But I think right now everything's figuring out. Like part of me also wants to believe that the reason the store is closing so that they can implement a new method for just playing older games digitally.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Like that's what I want to believe. Like
Right?
that, like these are going to expire and they're going to close, and Sony will offer a different service,
Mhm.
which obviously you will have to pay more for again.
Yeah.
But it will ideally offer something that's more user friendly and accessible across multiple platforms.
And like, yeah, it's also the thing too is like if the store was open still
Yeah.
or it was going to be open in perpetuity, I would still be spending money there. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'd be like, oh, I do want to fight Ultros in 13-2 for some reason. Right? So I spend that money. But if they
bad move,
it's a bad move, don't do it. 13-2 is the good one.
bad move.
Good old Noel.
Uh-huh.
But if you do that later, right? It's like I would have spent the money anyway, so I'm not mad that they re-released a new way to do it.
Mhm.
Right? I don't give a shit. But right now it's just we're closing the store. There is nothing to replace it, And on systems like especially the PSP and the Vita, yeah, just watch eBay fucking skyrocket. Like we see that the fact that everything else is gonna get expensive, and we just don't want it. We don't want the money. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure there's more to it than that.
There
Like,
probably is. There most likely is. I bet right now Ken Kutaragi is listening to this podcast and he's just gritting his teeth. He's like, these fucking idiots. Oh shit.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm sure there'll be some sort of solution eventually. As of right now, I don't know.
So, yeah. But yeah, so it's officially shutting down.
Okay.
If you want PS3 shit and you own it, you can re-download it later, so don't worry about that.
Peace out.
But if there is anything that you don't have, start grabbing that shit. There's a ton of JRPGs on the Vita that never got a physical release, and they will be gone if you do not own it.
Yeah.
PSP DLC. Listen, like Patapon 3 is fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
download all that shit. I think it's a bunch of free DLC.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like a PSA as a man who likes keeping old things.
Yep.
After that, we just got a couple. So keeping on the whole like retro thing, Analog Pocket shipments pushed back to October.
This is
the super fancy Game Boy that plays everything.
Okay.
It's everyone around the world is having a computer part shortage.
Yeah.
So it affects them as well. They originally pushed back their shipments from 2020 to May of this year.
Yeah.
And now they're pushing it back to October of this year.
Yeah.
And people are just like, this shit's never coming out. What is this?
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that bums me about this is that because the shipment is delayed, this also presumably means that the next batch of pre-orders is delayed.
Okay.
So it's going to take me longer to put down a pre-order. Hopefully get one, but
yeah,
that kind of sucks. Jujutsu Kaisen is getting a movie. So I think, was it Dr. Stone? Some other thing is also getting a movie. But Jujutsu Kaisen is getting a movie. It is Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Okay. It's a prelude?
Yeah, so it's a prelude. If you've read the manga, you know what the story is.
Oh,
because the manga starts with the prelude.
Oh, the anime doesn't?
The anime does not.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So they are doing it. It's like a 30-second teaser. Looks hot. Gojo, man, my man.
Okay.
Looking sexy. What else was there? This one I thought was interesting in terms of media licensing. In Canada, specifically, the CRTC was Canada. What does the CRTC stand for again?
Great question.
What does that stand
Google to the rescue.
Come on, my man.
Stands for Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications.
So, for your non-Canadians, Canada has a specific law where if you are a media company, if you're on radio, if you're based in Canada and you're on the internet, if you're on a television station, you have to have a minimum amount of Canadian content and entertainment on your channel, or else you get fined.
Yep.
Like, it's a way to promote Canadian artists, and honestly, personally, nothing wrong with that. What is shocking, though, is that the liberal government has recently given the CRTC a 9-month timeline to set up rules enforcing streaming services like Netflix to make financial contributions to Canadian content.
Oh.
So what the regulation or the law, what they're trying to do is, Netflix is a worldwide company. They are based in America, but they are taking Canadian money.
Yeah.
Obviously, they skirt around taxes and whatever. But people have found that, like, hey, they're a media company.
Yeah.
They operate within Canada.
Yeah.
How come they don't have to air a certain amount of stuff? And they do. I think they air Schitt's Creek and some other Canadian content and stuff like that. But it's not to the extent that a CBC or a Much Music would have to do. And this is also a shorter time frame, I think, that normally they have to do it. I don't know why there's such a rush.
So they want to find them, not make them put more Canadian content on.
They don't want to find them. What they want to do is that they're not going to put more Canadian content on their app, because it is licensing and how their business model works. It might be hard to do that. They want Netflix to help fund Canadian content. So to give donations to either the CRTC or the government, or to Canadian film agencies and stuff like that, to help create more,
Wow, that's bold.
right? Or make Canadian Netflix originals and stuff
Bold.
like that. It's a pretty interesting.
Please donate to us.
Yeah, or else you can't be in our country type of thing.
Yeah.
Right, or if you are, we'll fine you.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty interesting ruling, and this is just hot off the tail of Australia, who is currently forcing, or not, yeah, I guess they're forcing, they're trying to compel big tech companies to pay for local news and news stories that come out of Australia.
Yeah.
Right, and stuff like that. So I think we're on the cusp of getting past the globalization, global international media corporations having free reign on everything.
Wow.
I think governments are finally starting to catch up, and they're like, "Hey, where's our cut, buddy boy?"
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I'll probably be following it, but
cool.
That was a really interesting read. It was in the National Post. It was
Yeah.
pretty good. And the last one I want to talk about was you remember Hana Kimura, the wrestler from Terrace House?
Suicide.
Yeah, so unfortunately she killed herself due to online harassment and bullying. Yeah. And there was stuff a while ago where Japanese police were able to pinpoint people who were actively bullying this woman. Yeah. This man was charged. He was criminally charged for cyberbullying Hana Kimura before her death. You want to know what he was charged with?
Jail time, community service.
$81.
Oh man. What was that, like the amount of time he paid on his internet bill?
I think so, and maybe electricity combined.
Oh man.
Japan, what are you doing?
Oh man.
Japan. So they found this guy. They didn't name him because they knew there was probably going to be repercussions and like fucking pushback about.
Well,
this
if you're only charging him $81, then hell yeah, there's gonna be repercussions.
But he was charged. Unnamed Osaka man was charged $81 in total over his abusive messages towards Kimura. So says the Washington Post.
How do they come up with that figure?
I don't know. So here, let's see. In December, blah blah blah. Osaka man who admitted to a public insult charge could be imprisoned for up to 29 days or up to $90.
Oh, so you're telling me if I go to jail in Japan for 29 days, I pay $90 and I'm out?
Seems like it. Seems like it.
What's the crime we're committing?
Bullying, apparently. Time to cyberbully.
Jeez.
Do you ever watch that documentary about old people in Japan?
Yeah.
Who like they go to jail on purpose?
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Because it's more beneficial for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, I don't have a job. I'm just fuck it. I'll go to jail.
They feed me here. I'm warm.
I got people to talk to.
Yeah.
That's so fucked.
It's like a nursing home for free.
But it's that's fucked up news, dude.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, like the whole world kind of came around like cyberbullying is fucking real, and it killed this
and
person.
It's worth $81.
And it's your life is worth $81.
Wow.
That's so fucked.
Yeah.
If you want more in-depth stuff, there's a lot of people reporting on it. The original report comes from Washington Post. I was reading it off of Yahoo News, but
yeah,
just go check it out. It's kind of fucked up. But those are my picks.
Damn. I only got one I'm going to talk about. This is the trailer for The Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what was the original Suicide Squad title?
I think it was just called The Suicide Squad.
No, was it called Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad?
Oh, fuck. I gotta look this up now.
Yeah, tell me what it was. Because this one's called The Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Movie. What are we coming up with?
2016 was just Suicide Squad.
Okay, so the sequel has The.
T-H-E. So is this a reboot or is this a sequel?
I want to say it's a sequel, maybe. Did Will Smith die at the end of the first one?
I don't think so.
So why isn't he not here?
Because it's too hot.
Okay, maybe this is a reboot. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Anyways, the trailer's out. There's like 1 billion actors in here.
Yeah, there's so many people. Sylvester Stallone is King Shark.
Yeah, so like this movie is just going to be a lot of your favorite actors dying.
Yo, guess who TDK is?
Who?
Nathan Fillion.
Oh yeah, that's right. With the drinking the yeah. That's right. So
John Cena as Peacemaker.
Yeah.
If this beach was full of dicks and you asked me to suck them for liberty, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I'm excited to see this movie.
I'm so butthurt about the old one, man. I don't know.
I gotta see this one.
Like, I understand it's James Gunn, but I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt from the original. Because that was like peak DC. That was when I was into collecting New 52 Suicide Squad. I was like doing the monthly issues releases and shit. And then they just fucked it up so badly.
Yeah.
It was such a bad movie. It might be the second worst movie I've ever seen.
I mean, it wasn't good.
The second or third worst movie I've ever seen.
It definitely would.
How do you make Deadshot boring? The man is auto headshots and you just put him on
Yeah.
a car? Come on.
Yeah. Okay, so this definitely is a sequel, but it's a standalone sequel. So same
Okay.
universe, not necessarily the same story.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
It's colorful, I guess.
I mean, I know there's like the cast is like 20,000 people, but they're all like more than half of them are dying.
Oh yeah, it's the Suicide Squad.
I'm gonna be so sad because
I think everybody but Harley Quinn has a chance of dying.
No, I think like there's a select few. I don't know who Idris Elba's playing, but he's not dying. Rick Flag's not dying.
Think John Cena's dying?
No,
You sure?
I'm sure.
All right.
For how much time he has in this trailer, no.
Yeah.
King Shark's not dying.
Oh yeah, Idris Elba's not Deadshot.
No, he's Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. Yeah.
But
Polka Dot Man definitely dying.
yeah. Whoever Nathan Fillion's playing, dying.
And they're facing, what is it, Starro
Yeah.
as the major villain?
The kaiju.
Yeah.
The kajuju.
I looked that up. I didn't realize that was real, but it's apparently real.
It's comics, man.
Comics are
everything is real.
He was also in Injustice, apparently, as a cameo.
He was?
Like, you know the game?
Oh, like in the background?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he made a cameo appearance in Injustice God Among Us.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyways, this movie's coming out August 6th.
That's faster than you think.
That's a good and bad thing when you say that.
I know.
Because I'm like, the time is going to come by fast. I'm like, that's great. And it's like, also, what the hell? We're still going to be...
We're still on lockdown.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
So we'll see what happens with the Suicide Squad. But that was it for my pick. That's
Cool.
all I got. Let's talk about our weeks. I'll go first. First thing I did this week. What did I do? What did
What do you do that's not Monster Hunter?
I played a game called Lovers
In a dangerous
in a
space.
Dangerous Space Time.
Nice. Because I heard what you were saying last week. You 100%ed everything in Overcooked.
Yep.
That's so fucked. That's so insane. Oh my
So,
god.
yeah, played Moving Out. Moving Out was all right.
Okay.
And then we played Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time.
Yeah.
Meh.
You don't like it?
Not really.
Wow. Okay.
Like we were like, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. Like I get, like you play the tutorial level and you're like, I understand.
Yes.
I get it. I can see how this could get more complicated.
Yes,
I can
yes.
see how this could become fun.
Mhm.
But also like, this feels like a mini game in a bigger game, like an indie game.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm out.
Okay.
And I just couldn't get into it after that. I also, a part of me I didn't like the whole what is it? Story, art style, like love
Very
and,
cartoonish.
and rabbits. I was just like,
Yeah, because you're banging like rabbits.
well, yeah, I guess so. All right, that's a funny joke.
You got to play the divorce game then.
That's for me. But yeah, so like it was all right. Like it was free, so I'm not butthurt about
How
it.
did you feel about the whole thing where it's like they give you just enough tasks to do where it would be comfortable with one more person, right? Because that game goes up to 4 people,
Yeah.
right? And I found that when I was playing that game with 2 or 3, it's like when I was playing with 2 people, I definitely needed 3 people for the job.
Yeah.
When I was playing with 3 people, I definitely needed 4 people for the job.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Yeah.
You have to be like in perfect sync with your
Yeah.
teammates, and I guess that's what makes it good. But yeah, it just wasn't for me.
You know what you should try that I
What?
think you might have gotten free on PlayStation Plus? I think this was free at one point.
What?
A Way Out. That was the 2-player
jailbreak.
jailbreak
Yes.
game.
They have a new game now, right?
Is it the same people?
I think so.
Hazelight Studios.
I want to say it's the same people. A Way Out and
Is it the divorce game?
Brothers game. I don't know.
Brothers?
I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, I was thinking about that.
Brothers! I forgot about Brothers. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, they also made It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. Okay,
Yeah. So It Takes Two is the divorce game. A Way Out is the thing, and Brothers is the first one. Wow, they're just like co-op games. Baby.
Yes. I think I do have those ones. So yeah, I'll probably check those out too. If not, we'll just Call of Duty it, man. Just split screen and bang bang.
All right,
Zombies, here
girlfriend,
we come.
I have a little thing to. If we're gonna continue this relationship, you need to know about the most important thing in my life.
What?
It is called M4 red dot sight with stopping power.
Actually, you know, she did ask, and she's like, "So when are we gonna play like the ones where we shoot people?"
Wow.
And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, because growing up, me and my brother played like Tekken and SWAT. So when are we playing those?"
SWAT? You should play SWAT.
And she was like, "SWAT was fun." And I'm
what
like,
a deep cut! Oh my
I
god!
was like, "SWAT, huh? Okay."
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about SWAT in years.
Nor should you have.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that
2005 was the last
yeah,
SWAT, I think.
We'll see what happens with that.
That's insane. That's so nuts.
Yeah. And then Anthony,
What?
this past weekend, guess what came back?
What came back?
Formula 1.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Guess who has the fastest car?
Let me guess. Is it the guy who had the fastest car for the past 10 years?
No.
Who had it?
Red Bull.
Red Bull's the fastest car?
And it's not like by a small amount.
It's like Mercedes amount?
Like their advantage is
Nice.
like half a second.
Nice.
So guess who won the first race?
Still Lewis Hamilton.
Yes, he did.
God damn it. Fuck this guy. He's too good.
Man, he's just, you know, when you're the GOAT, you're the GOAT.
Kick him off the team.
You
Get
know?
him out of the league.
It was one of those. Oh, and it was great. It was just so great.
So boring.
You should have seen Red Bull's face when they realized they'd lost the race.
I heard that this race was actually very exciting.
It was so good.
Okay.
It was just like, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna do it? And then it's like, and then it was like one of those movies. Where it's like, so that's why Mercedes pays him $40 million a year. Got it. Okay. Cool.
All right.
There you go.
Right.
So that was the race. Shout outs to the new rookie that I'm rooting for, Yuki Tsunoda, 5'2" Japanese superstar. I hope that one day he gets a.
I'm such a degenerate.
Why?
No,
I know you're looking at. Okay, you suck.
No, don't worry about it.
Oh,
I heard that last name and
You
I was
did.
like, I equated it to somebody else.
Yeah.
And
You
I
heard
was like,
Tsunoda, and you're like, ooh.
I got some problems.
Yes, you do.
I got some
Yeah.
problems.
Yes. But I want to say that this is the first year I subscribed to F1 TV Pro.
Yeah. So are you following along the fucking app when they're racing around the track and shit?
Dude, I cast it to my TV.
Nice.
And it's just like, this is the future.
This is all the information.
I can't.
Where is it? Bahrain, it says?
Bahrain is the first one. So it was cool because like in the first year they had it out, it was only available in like the States and the UK.
Yeah.
But I guess it's taken them a couple of years to do all the legal rights to have it in certain countries, and Canada finally got it properly.
Nice.
And it's just so easy to watch live and anywhere. I can watch anything. And then when you're watching,
Can you watch it after the fact? Like,
you
do
can
they
watch it
have
whenever
archived?
you want. After the
Nice.
fact, it's archived. You watch all the sessions. When you're watching the race, you could be like, "Whose car do I want to be inside?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, I guess, well, maybe not all the cars, because I think it rotates every race. Whose
Yeah.
cars have
Because
cameras?
I what is it like when they have the cameras on each car? Even if your car doesn't have a camera, they still have the thing there.
Yeah.
Like it would be a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like you could decide to watch the whole race from one driver's car
That's awesome.
if you really wanted to. So it's really cool.
Who crashed here? Fucking.
I don't know. Somebody. All of them. They all crashed.
Oh. Bahrain's usually a pretty fucking dirty track, anyways.
It's the desert. It's a lot of dust and sand. Anyways, yeah, it was $60 a year. Take it or leave it in terms of price, but
Mazepin crashed.
oh, no one likes him.
No one likes Mazepin.
He's the Russian.
Exactly.
So there you go. That's what I did, and then Monster Hunter. You did nothing the whole week?
Listen.
Yeah.
I played Monster Hunter.
You did absolutely nothing except Monster Hunter.
I can tell you about my homework and my essays.
No, it's
you want to
okay.
talk about school?
No, I'm
I can
good.
do that
I'm
shit.
good.
I was
I'm
talking with
good.
my TA.
I'm good. So
You know?
so we both bought Monster Hunter Rise. And to my recommendation, which you did not take, I told you should do all your homework and take your test.
I did.
And no, do them all properly. Not
I
rush
did do them
them.
properly.
No. Did you get an A?
I haven't got my marks back yet.
If it's not an A, then I know you didn't do it properly.
All right, we'll see.
Okay.
So what happened was, so you got the digital, you got
Yeah.
the Digital Deluxe.
Yep.
I went around because I was getting the physical. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm getting that card, baby.
Yeah.
So first off, head over to the local mall, hit up the EB Games.
Sold out.
Hey, buddy boy, how's it going? Hit me up with that Monster Hunter. And he's like, we have enough to
Fulfill our pre-orders.
fulfill our pre-orders. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll just take a standard edition. That's sick. He's like, no, we just have enough to fulfill the pre-order.
Woo!
And I'm like, oh shit, oh no. Okay, shit. I don't think I sped walk faster out of that mall than I did that day.
So then where did you go next?
Next up, hit up the local Best Buy.
You didn't go to Toys R Us across the street?
I did not. I didn't think about it because you know what? I don't think about games when I think about Toys R Us.
Oh, because you know, like if you want a limited edition, that's where you go.
I should go back to Toys R Us.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, I could just buy it twice.
Okay.
And then sell it.
Okay.
So what happened was I went to the local Best Buy.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Best Buy employee.
Yeah.
You have these empty carts on the shelf. I will take one of your finest Monster Hunters, please.
Yeah.
And she comes back. She's back there for a bit, and I'm like, oh fuck.
She can't find one.
She comes back with the display case.
Yeah. And
she's like, you're lucky. From behind the display case, she brings out the actual game. She's like, last copy.
Wow.
And I was like, oh baby. Monster Hunter's too popular, man. I'm getting scares now.
Yeah.
This game's good.
It's good.
It's a good game.
It's Monster Hunter.
I don't even know if I'd say that.
What would you call it?
I think I call it like baby's first Monster Hunter.
Yes.
This we said we've recorded it live on the internet that Monster Hunter World is the easiest Monster Hunter to get into. No longer true. Monster Hunter Rise.
You think so?
Is the easy. I have never had an easier time with a Monster Hunter. And this is where me and TJ were talking about this before. I can't tell if the game is easier overall, if we're just better, or like if they overtune these weapons. Because I feel like there is no option that I do not have no matter what I play. I got the sword and shield. Oh man, you know what's really sucks about the sword and shield? It's like you don't really have any range. Fucking put that shit on a wire. Swing that shit around, baby.
Yeah.
Right? I also can't really do any. Fuck, you smash your shield into his face.
Yeah.
Man, you know, with like the lance, like it really sucks against like mobile monsters because they like jump away and do it. Fuck that shit. Put a thread in his leg and jump at him. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna really balance this game. Like if they're gonna make these like title update monsters extremely fucking hard.
Yeah.
Or just hit hard.
Yeah.
But I don't think like going through the whole single player, which is just low rank. Like this game is initial Monster Hunter in a franchise. It does not have G rank.
Which is weird because I remember in previous Monster Hunters, you still did like Village Quest high rank.
Yes. They did. They do. That we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But there is I did not die once in all. I did not faint a single time.
You mean like triple cart?
I did not single cart.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Fighting any of the single player monsters.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. This game seems really fucking easy.
I would agree with that. I would say like difficulty wise, yeah, the game is like noticeably easy.
Yeah.
If you are a Monster Hunter veteran. I will say if you're still getting into Monster Hunter, it's still as confusing as ever.
That's the like they have such an in-depth tutorial system.
Do they?
Yeah. Like their Hunter Notes thing is like that's the boring one. That's like I'm reading the book.
Okay. You know okay. Here's my thing about the Hunter Notes.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about Monster Hunter and you're looking for a weapon guide, would you go into Hunter Notes?
In this game specifically, they tell you.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. One of the opening things is like you can go into your Hunter Notes to find weapon tutorials.
Because like I've gone through and got to the first credits. I have never been taught how to capture a monster yet.
Oh, I guess there is no cat monster in low rank. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like
actually there might be a Dongo quest you missed.
Maybe,
but yeah, there is specifically a gameplay tutorial.
Yeah.
If you go into the tutorial quests.
Yeah. And
how to capture a monster.
Okay.
There's a specific one for riding.
Okay.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't do any of the tutorial quests, but like maybe that's why.
Did you know all monsters have a different special move?
What do you mean?
So when you ride the monsters, you know how we like bonk them?
Yeah, yeah.
If you attack the other monster, it fills up a special meter.
Yeah.
And then you do a special move on the other monster while riding that monster. It's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean like I'm just saying like standard Monster Hunter affair, doesn't matter how many tutorials you throw at me, there's so many more nuanced systems and mechanics to the game
Yeah.
that you just
And that's probably what's happening with our time
Yeah.
too. Is like we feel it's streamlined
yeah
because we have the past knowledge.
yeah. Like there's a lot of stuff about like eating before and like
Yes.
what do those things mean?
Yeah.
Or the fact that how the skills work on armor pieces.
Yep.
You know, like it's a lot of things that like they don't teach you outright or like blatantly. Even in the hunter's notes for the weapons,
Mm-hmm.
they don't teach you like the nuanced mechanics of
Yeah.
certain weapons.
Like, what's the optimal combo?
They give you a combo, but they don't tell you like why you should be using one or like things like
They don't tell you that when you like switch your fucking sword and shield thing
Yeah.
to an axe,
Yeah.
you get a guard point. Like
Yeah.
that stuff you have to learn on your own.
yeah. So like I will still say if you're brand new to Monster Hunter, expect to watch a lot of YouTube videos or like guides.
Yeah, I
To
can see
just
that,
to
yeah.
get into,
Just
but
like-
but otherwise, difficulty wise, at least I don't think you'll be panicking
yeah.
unless you decide to be like day one I'm going online.
Oh, babe, I read a fucking Kotaku article the other day.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
It pissed me off. Homie never played Monster Hunter before.
yeah,
Immediately was like, I'm going to go online with my friends. And you know what's confusing? The fact that I had to talk to a cat to go online instead of it just being a menu option. It's like, bitch, the cat is the menu. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, and then we fought like one of the harder monsters and it was hard. So I was sad. It's like, you didn't, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God, my fucking brain hurts.
yeah. No, I get that. Like it's it is weird though. Like I feel like they should say that when you do the hub quest, that there's like they are stronger than the
Yeah.
villain. Like I feel like
I think it's implied because it's like these quests are meant for multiplayer, but it's not explicit, and I
Yeah.
can give that pass.
yeah, like and like that. But at the same time, that has always been the case with Monster Hunter.
Every
like,
single game,
yeah.
every single fucking game.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah. Anyways, that's enough about that. I think. What are your initial thoughts when you're playing the game?
This is so fast paced.
Yes, it's very fast.
It is the most anime that this series has ever been.
Hence it being Japanese themed.
Yeah, honestly, I'm simping for the twins. I'm simping for the quest giver. Those girl, Mamma Mia. Where's my doujinshis? Let's go.
Wow. Wow.
Is there some Pixiv fan art I can get in on?
I'm sure Rule 34 has been applied.
Rule 34 may have been applied.
Yes.
I'm such a fucking weeb. I love this whole scenario. I love this whole thing.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Dude, I'm like, Japanese Sakura Petal Town. Set
I
those
know.
voices to Japanese, baby.
Yeah.
Right? It's so pretentious.
Yeah.
And in the same way that like fucking
Ghosts?
Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima is.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the cutscenes is like one of the quest givers just singing under like sakura petals falling and some
Yeah.
bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But also like, I would say that this is like fun from the jump. Usually there is a couple hours in the beginning of Monster Hunter, maybe just before I get my first armor set, where what I have at my disposal is very basic. Right?
Yeah.
You have the bone sword,
Yeah.
right, and stuff like that. But right from the get-go, hey bud, you get these wire bugs.
Yeah.
Start jumping around doing some bullshit. Hey, here's a dog. Ride that shit. Go do whatever. Run fast. Oh, your wire bugs, do these special moves. Like, they are not locked behind anything. And me facing my first great Jaggy, or my great Baggy, whatever the fuck that first monster was,
Sure.
was a fun experience. It was a way for me to get used to these controls as a veteran Monster Hunter player, and that's, I think a veteran player of any franchise would say that the next step in the franchise, it's always boring at the beginning because you know everything,
Yeah.
or you know most of it,
Yeah.
right? But for some reason, they were able to make it fun from the jump, and I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I will say like jumping in, it definitely is more of a less of a grind, more of a it's fun. It's fun to learn new things.
Mhm.
Definitely more fast paced. The action stuff is nicer too.
But
I just don't see why this game is on this. Like, why is this game on the Switch?
I bet it's like
Because like I used
licensing
because
thing.
like when it came into like this type of Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
I valued the portability,
Mhm.
but this game is awful to play in portable mode.
It's not that bad.
There is more UI here than in World on a smaller screen.
Yeah.
And it's
great.
awful.
It's great.
It is awful. And I'm not going to say it's as bad as the Claw on the PSP.
It's nothing is as bad as the Claw.
But playing it in handheld mode is just... What a nightmare.
Dual analog sticks.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
I definitely would rather be playing on a TV.
With a Pro Controller, yeah. And, like, you know, I've been playing with a Pro Controller and, like, man, I don't know if it's because, like, I also have the PS5 and the Xbox Series controller with me, but that Pro Controller does not feel as good as the other two.
Well, that controller is also, like, 4 years old now.
But it's still, like, $90.
Yeah, I don't know. Even Joy-Cons are, like, fucking $100.
Yeah, and I was just like, is it just in my head? Like, am I, like, purposely being like, I don't like this shit? Or is it just bad?
I don't think it's a bad controller.
No, it's not bad. You're right. It's not bad. That's going over. But it's like, it's definitely like a tier below in terms of quality.
When you compare to like haptic feedback triggers or like fucking Xbox Elite controllers and shit, like it is not. Yeah. It's not great.
Yeah. It's serviceable, I guess. I guess the reason you have is for the ergonomics more so than
Yeah.
But
because playing that fucking dog controller is god awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that putting the Joy-Cons in the fucking dog controller is worse than playing with the Joy-Cons on the console.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not good at all. So that's my pro tip. Get a Pro Controller if you're playing this game.
If you're serious about who want to join our Monster Hunter guild.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've only done like this mostly the single player village quests and I've been having a good time. It progresses really fast.
Yeah, extremely fast.
And you're right, like it's very easy. So you get to the first credits way faster than you think.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. I think that the new monsters are all super neat.
I like the new monsters. Did you face the ice bear yet?
I don't think so. No.
That guy's cool. There's even this equivalent of the Great Jaggy where he has the fucking hook tail. Like that guy's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and he comes with his posse.
Yeah. Cool. You what's up? It's my samurai crew.
Who's the? He's like the one in the water, I think. I can't remember.
Royal Ludroth.
No. But I do like the monkey bat who throws the fruits.
That guy's cool, and he's like a ninja, right? He does the breakdancing moves.
Oh man, he's so annoying though.
The siren girl who like goes on her back and like can like clap the.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah. That's the one.
The sleep stuff.
Yeah,
she's cool.
That's pretty cool. So it's all really neat, and I think I do like the updated the aesthetics they've done with the new monsters in terms of what armor you get are really neat.
Yeah,
like they're definitely more creative and bold in terms of their looks compared to World.
I would say that my favorite thing about this game is that the weapons aren't just like here's the base weapon with parts on them, because that was the most boring thing about World. Yeah,
I will say World, for as good as it looked, it kind of toned down the creativity front of.
Have you seen the Kezu hunting horn in this game?
No.
In Rise? It's a fucking nightmare fuel. If you look through the tip, it's just a hole with Kezu teeth.
Ew.
It's disgusting. But also, like, that level of creativity didn't exist in World.
Yeah, like, that stuff is really cool. Like, I understand why they did it in World, because they wanted you to, like, I guess World's supposed to be the most realistic one.
Yeah,
so
you're building on top and whatever.
Yeah.
It's true crafting.
But it made it so that you couldn't have dumb shit like, I got a cat axe.
Yeah. Oh, look, my hunting horn is a bell.
Yeah, like, so you couldn't do that kind of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And I do miss that kind of things. And here...
They added it later, too.
They did, like, but it wasn't until you got Iceborne and then they had all the event quests.
Exactly.
But from the outset, it wasn't like that. So we're here from the outset to have all that stuff. It made it more fun to just, like, I guess, make new weapons just to see what they're like.
Yeah.
Like, I really love the... What's the Firebird? Axonom?
Oh... Yeah, he's one of the newer ones. I think, it's something like that.
Yeah, but you're basically a bird knight, and I really like that aesthetic. So, the flagship monster, Magnamalo,
awesome,
pretty cool.
It's just demon bear,
but is he cooler than Nergigante?
Yes.
No
what?
way.
Get out of here. Nergigante is just spiky edgelord,
dude. He eats elder dragons,
bro. Fucking Magnamalo mid-air puts down a demon ball to Psycho Crusher himself across the map.
Yeah, but he's no Nergigante.
Yeah, he's cooler.
No, he's not.
He's cooler than Nergigante.
Nergigante, cool.
Listen, I'm Camp Magnamalo.
And listen, I'm Camp Nergigante.
All right.
Actually, well, I mean, I like Gormagala, but whatever.
Gormagala, listen, we all know Gormagala is the coolest.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
He was robbed in the movie.
He was.
He didn't get enough screen time.
He become Shigaru
Yeah.
Magala. So.
Sharingan Magala.
Yeah, or a half and half Magala.
The half and half Magala. That motherfucker.
Yeah, he was like chaotic Magala.
Such a bitch.
I hated fighting that one.
That one sucked.
But both movesets.
Yo, but his parts were so good.
Yeah, they were. Anyways, yeah, so the game's pretty cool. I do like the additions of the... My favorite thing is actually the additions they've done to combat, where they've really made it so you can customize, like slightly customize your playstyle with your weapon. And
yeah, with switch skills.
Yeah, and like the previous Switch monster was generations where they gave you different styles.
Yeah.
But the problem with the one flaw about styles, or the thing that I didn't like, was there was always a move in one style you wanted, but it wasn't good enough for you to use that style. It's beneficial because like
there was always one S tier style with a certain type of weapon.
Yeah. And then, but even if you had that S tier style, there may have been a specific move set in a different style
that you
really like, but you can never access because you're using the
S tier.
Yeah. What I like about this is there's no styles anymore. They just give you all the variants, and it's up to you to put them together on how you want to use your movesets. Yeah, I think that's so cool.
There's always 2 locked skills. So, like for example, with the sword and shield, if you do, I think it's ZL and the top. What's the top button on the Pro controller?
What
for Switch? Because like the X and Y coordinates are all fucked up. They're different than they are on the Xbox controller, right?
Oh, the top one's X.
Yeah, so if it's ZR and X, you'll do like a modified jet dash, which then leaps you off the monster.
Yeah.
And then if you do ZR and ZL, whatever. An A, you'll do like this thing where you attach the sword to a string and you'll whip that shit around doing multiple hits in an AoE.
Yeah.
Those are always locked. But what's not locked is your XA attack or your XB attack.
Yeah.
Where it's your switch skill. And you pick that based on what you've unlocked. So one could just be a shield bash. The other one could be like a slide. Which then goes into another attack. I don't know what the third one is because I haven't unlocked it yet.
Yeah. So you have levels of customization that make it viable to be like, yeah, in our group of hunters, we have like 2 people using lance.
Yes.
But you could have 2 different play styles. And I think that makes it very exciting and fun. Like, because sometimes it was just like, maybe I don't want to use the same weapon as everyone else.
Yeah.
But like now it's more like, yeah, and it gives more variety. Like when you
you use that switch skill, obviously you're trash.
Yeah. So like you kind of know you could pinpoint them from a mile away. Like
anytime a longsword user enters your lobby, you're like, fuck, he's gonna die.
Yeah. So it's cool. I do really enjoy that. Yeah, the game's pretty neat. We
haven't talked about the biggest addition yet.
What's that?
Is Rampage mode.
Oh yes.
How do you feel about Rampage mode? How do you feel about Tower Defense Monster Hunter?
I haven't played it enough, but I'll say it seems neat.
I don't think it really gets into its full state until you've done the quest to get into high rank.
Okay.
I think once we've done that with you, like definitely when you do that, do it with somebody because I did it by myself.
It's hard.
Fuck that. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us when you're there because that really shows you like what the mode has to offer. Because right now, when you're beating stuff, you're beating it in the first half of the map. Did you even know there's a second half to that?
No. Oh, they talk about that. Yeah, when you level up the stronghold.
Yeah.
Here's the exit to the second half.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's more stuff, and the way you have to like balance fighting on your own and then fighting with installations is really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very good addition. It's definitely a gimmicky addition. I don't see this like going forward into other games or quote unquote mainline Monster Hunter games.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah. Seems pretty neat. The other thing they added is they really put more of an emphasis on endemic life.
Yes.
So when you go into the maps now,
even if you eat.
Yeah. You can pick up boosts and stuff throughout the map before you get to the monster. And I'm of 2 minds of this. On one hand, it's like, well, you jump into the map and usually you just run towards the monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this way you can do a little bit more exploring and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But after like the 4th or 5th quest, I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to do this.
So what I've been doing is that I found it all comes down to map knowledge.
Yeah.
Eventually, there are a couple maps where I do this already, like the volcano map, where if a monster starts in this area, There is an optimal way to get there in
Yeah.
terms of speed,
Yeah.
and there's an optimal way to get there in terms of power up.
Yeah.
And you just take that. You're not going around the map for 20 minutes collecting all the power ups and then going. You're just like on like, okay, I know if I run to this guy in this area, I can go this. It's a little bit of a detour, but I get enough upgrades to where it's like, okay, I'm boosted. Let's go.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And I guess that leads me on to my second point: the added verticality within the map design. How do you feel about that?
It was hard at first.
Yeah.
Like there is definitely a learning time to getting used to the wire bugs.
Yeah.
And what your dog can do specifically.
Yeah.
Because you can skip a lot of wire bug shit if you just have your dog.
Yeah.
And the verticality at the beginning was like, oh, look at me, la-di-da-di-da, just I'm gonna go down here,
Yeah.
and there's like a fucking hole in the ground, and then you drop 1,000 feet, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, shit.
Yeah.
What do I do now? But again, it's map knowledge. Once you start learning the map, you know where like the great wire bugs are, and it launches you just like from bottom to top, or like map like side to side, cover big distance and stuff like that. At first, the verticality was frustrating, but now
the verticality,
I think it's pretty
I think from an exploration standpoint, I do like. But when it
because
comes,
it
yeah,
pardon the pun, but it adds more depth
yeah.
to the maps.
My only thing is, when it comes to actually fighting monsters, it has no value.
I think it would have added more value if there was more acrobatics to do with walls. Because you can still wall run and you can do all that stuff, but really the mobility you're doing is like midair.
Yeah.
Because you're using the wire bugs, you're stopping midair, doing
Yeah.
that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it doesn't really add too much.
Like-
it makes the maps look cool.
Yeah.
But
I remember there was like a couple of times in World where like a monster, like you'd get to the top and a monster would knock you off a cliff, and you'd be like, ah, shoot.
fuck.
This happens all the time in this game.
Yeah, but I think honestly, I think it's more forgiving in this game than it was in the old game.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will say like the wire bugs have definitely changed the whole dynamic of the game.
And especially once you get great wire bugs, man, it's so rewarding when like a guy knocks you off the cliff and you're like, nope, and you like go back,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or if you hit the bottom and you're like, oh, I unlocked that great wire bug,
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah. How do you feel about wire bugs in general?
It feels like a natural evolution of the clutch claw. Like,
Yeah.
what if I just clutch the air,
Yeah.
right? And it adds a decent amount of mobility to a game that is notoriously stiff in movement.
Yeah.
But now I think the problem is that you're in this middle ground where you are not Devil May Cry, you are not Ninja Gaiden, but you are also not very meticulous counting the frames
Yeah.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And it's a give and take. In some way, if I'm going around, like I just gotta skip these I gotta skip these divots, I gotta go across chasms or whatever. Yeah, it's fucking cool. But again, in combat, it doesn't add too much.
Yeah.
The in terms of movement, Wirebug skills, like I already said, fucking rad. Love that shit. But in terms of like, oh, the monster's over there, I can either run to him or Wirebug to him. Most of the time, you're just gonna run to him because then you can use the Wirebugs for moves,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. There's the one wire bug move in combat that is just super useful.
Which one?
Where you get knocked back and then you can just instant recover.
That's also that's one of the things they do very well because that's a gameplay mechanic. There are certain attacks like with the Azeros, he'll pin you in a grapple and he'll throw you in the air.
Yeah.
If you don't have a wire bug there, you're fucked because
Yeah.
he's gonna follow up attack.
Yeah.
But if you do, you can just dash midair and
Yeah.
then he misses his attack.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. I think that's fleshed out. But obviously the whole game's not like that. The whole fight
Yeah.
isn't like that.
Yeah. I think what I'm saying is like, I think wire bugs are cool. I do not want to see them in the next Monster Hunter. I like the one thing I want from this game to carry over are switch skills. I do not want to see wire bugs again. Like,
Would you want to see Clutch Claw again?
Yeah, like I think
Really?
Clutch Claw was like, for me that was the balance I enjoyed.
Okay.
Like it's fun to be super mobile in this game. Don't get me wrong, and that's what's fun about Generations because it's like all your styles make you like awesome and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like this the simpler, more methodical or more deliberate combat.
So in terms of combat scale, you are more towards Monster Hunter, less towards God Eater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like in like I don't know. I do like it when they make these experiments and additions, but I don't know if it's the direction I enjoy.
Okay. I think that's fair. I wouldn't be mad if they put this back in the new Monster Hunter, if they flesh it out a little bit. Hopefully when they do like a G rank expansion, there's obviously going to be some sort of improvement on the wire bug. I don't think it's a dead gimmick.
No, it probably isn't. And like I do remember coming onto World straight off of Generations and being like, "Oh man, this feels so slow." And
Generations is still by far like the fastest game in the series.
Yeah, and I remember going from Generations Ultimate to World. It was just like, what? Like, can I really go back?
Bro, this dragon went into space and came down, but this dragon just rolls.
Yeah. But then by the end of like World Iceborne, I really liked where that combat was at.
Yeah, you're moving.
Like I really enjoyed everything about how that was done.
Yeah.
But yeah, wire bugs are cool. Like they definitely added new dimension, and it's a cool game. The only thing I'll say is, hey, it's on the Switch, so it looks like shit.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't look great, okay?
Listen, okay, yeah, it doesn't look like fucking 4K World, but this looks pretty good.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
For what it's doing in each map.
No.
For what, like, I understand like shit like Mario Odyssey exists.
Yeah, if Mario Odyssey exists, if Breath of the Wild exists 4 years prior, like
Breath of the Wild is just low polys hidden behind art style.
Well, listen, that's what this
on a technical level, this game looks the same as Breath of the Wild.
I think you're probably right. And I think that has more to do with the Japanese art style that this game has taken on. Probably they could have done something with a bit more flair.
Some Okami flair.
Maybe. I wouldn't have said no to that. Yeah. If we're going to go with like the highfalutin anime bullshit, you might as well roll deep.
And these worlds are fucking dense. Like if we're also making the Breath of the Wild comparison, like 90% of that game is grass.
Sure. Yeah, that's definitely true. Cuz like like I guess the difference with I suppose World or Monster Hunter World was I guess they went more for like a medieval aesthetic, right?
Yes.
Right, and that's why things look the way they did.
We are knights. Here's the fucking Fatalis castle.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe that's why I like World better. We all know I like that shit better than Samurai.
Not a weeb.
I am a weeb.
You're not a fan of the country with the best swords.
What are you talking? I love the best swords.
Samurai swords.
Yeah, it's just they're not as cool as Excalibur.
Wow. Wow. All right. Okay. All right.
But samurai swords are cool. Yeah.
They're pretty rad. Yeah. They're pretty rad.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Monster Hunter?
I request one feature for online, and I request to be able to deny entry of certain weapons into my online lobby.
Do you not like longswords?
Fucking longsword users are cancerous.
But Anthony, longswords are S tier.
You
will win every match with a longsword user.
Every fucking person in this game thinks they're Team Darkside.
Because they are Team Darkside.
Not. They are dog shit.
Yo, a little secret, I am Team Darkside.
No, you're not. You're a fucking Switch Axe user and a Charge Blade user. You're in the cool tier, right? Like, I'm in the hipster tier because I use fucking Sword and Shield.
Oh, yes.
TJ's in support tier now because he uses Hunting Horn.
Well, horns aren't support.
What are you talking about? That's strictly support tier.
That means everybody you've met hasn't been using it right.
I guess so.
Yeah, have you seen how...
I see you fucking breakdancing.
Have you seen Hunting Horn in this game?
It's kind of nutty.
They have, like, their DPS is insane now.
Yeah, the combat designer
you put down that little ball, and it just goes wild.
The combat designer of this game is a Hunting Horn main 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, all these fucking people who come in with the longsword... Oh my god, get the fuck out of my lobby. You're worthless.
It's okay.
Worthless.
I have a skill on my Switch Axe that's even more annoying.
What is it?
I'm gonna show you it.
Oh god damn it. Fuck. But yeah, I haven't like I think that's one of the key components of the game is like they have made pretty much every weapon fun.
Yeah.
Right?
It is, yeah.
Gun Lance, you're a fucking rocket, literally.
Yeah.
You're just Elon Musk to the moon.
Yeah.
Sword and Shield, you're just a DPS machine. Dual Swords, you're an even greater DPS machine. Aerial Greatsword is fucking back, basically. Just wire bug into charge slashes.
Yep.
All that bullshit with switch weapons. Hunting Horn is good now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They've somehow made every weapon fun to play.
They've made it so that the one change I like the most is they've made heavy bowguns super mobile.
That's so weird. It's so weird.
And so Kabogan's problem has always been mobility, and now suddenly it's just, who cares?
Who gives a shit?
I can be in your face
Oh,
with a
also
gun.
now because I have shield, I have insta block.
Yeah, it's like, what? Okay. Have fun.
That might be a complaint too, because I feel like no weapon anymore has a weakness.
Yeah. Apparently, bow is still universally the weakest.
Yeah, that's because Bo was triple S tier in World, and they're just like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a fun game. I definitely recommend. If you have a Switch, it is probably the game to play at the moment.
Yeah, I at this point, I would, even though Generations Ultimate still has more content, I would say that if you've started on World, I don't think it's worth going back to Generations at this point.
It's so hard to play.
It's so different.
Yeah.
Right? And you're gonna be so overwhelmed with like just mechanics and shit people do, monsters do.
Yeah. I still would say
I like it still, but it is because I started on 2.
yeah, for sure. I can't go back. I the only last thing I would say is like, game is definitely way more enjoyable with friends.
Yeah.
Like as is all Monster Hunters.
Yes.
It's tough to keep that momentum when you're just on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Except for me, because I fucking beat the whole story and I beat every single quest in single player. So who gives a fuck? I'm a high rank, baby. Let's go.
Wow. All right. Well, I
Did
guess...
I enjoy my time doing it? You know,
Oh.
not as much.
Oh.
I bet if I was playing with friends, it'd be better.
Yeah, probably.
But still did it.
Is it the same online system as World? Like SOS, join anytime?
Yeah, you can do that. But now you can register the quest, or you have to. You can register the request with SOS on.
Oh.
So when you take the quest, it'll say...
You don't have to jump in an SOS?
No. So it'll say take quest.
That's so much better.
Take quest as request.
Yeah.
Or cancel. Right?
Okay.
But if you're in it and you picked like don't do online request, you can't do it from inside the game, I don't think.
Interesting.
Or from inside the map.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But
Cool.
just remember, anything in the hub is scaled for 2 players minimum.
Yeah.
So if you go in with 2 people, it's 2 people. If you go into 1 person, it's 2 people. And then
Yeah.
it scales from there.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Any last things you want to say on the game?
That fucking Kotaku article was dog shit.
Okay.
That guy needs to be fired. No.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. It was a long one. And I'm sure this isn't the last you're going to hear us talk about monsters. So.
Yeah, dude. We're going to be endgame next week.
See you then. Happy Easter.
Bye.